Hey, this is Glenn. Mistakes are the beginning of learning, not the end of a process. Albert Einstein once said, anyone who's never made a mistake has never tried to do anything new. Now, we all know that mistakes happen, and when we make them, we crave the grace and mercy for us to be able to learn from them and move on because we see our actions through the lens of our intentions. Unfortunately, many leaders punish people when they make mistakes, and they're always looking for what they're doing wrong so that they can correct them. Now, this is a bad idea because it's going to create a bad culture. It's going to make people that are fearful to try something new. It's going to make people not want to innovate and move the ball forward. It's going to stifle what the group is capable of doing. As a leader, you have to have that learning mindset with your team. I mean, hopefully they do make some mistakes because that means they're learning and growing and trying to do new things. But you need to have a vision and a framework for how you're going to handle those problems and those mistakes when they happen. Now, obviously, when I talk about allowing the team to make mistakes, I'm not talking about mistakes in character. If they were to do something with a lack of integrity, or if they were to do something that was illegal, obviously that's beyond the pale. And those issues need to be resolved swiftly and decisively. Now let's start with the vision, because we've already kind of covered this. But the vision is that the team grow in their knowledge and agility, that they be able to resolve issues better moving forward. Now, mistakes like this, or mistakes that people make, are definitely stressful, but you have to think of the long-term vision in mind. The growth of that person, the knowledge that they're gaining, will give them more agility to resolve issues on their own in the future, which makes your job easier over time. So it might be harder in the short term, but in the long term, the entire team will see a great benefit. Now, the framework is just that. It's just a structure that you can use to help frame the issue or frame the problem that's being resolved. Every situation will be different, so it's pretty general in its application. First of all, you have to communicate that mistakes are just a path to learning. I would tell my team to go break something. Obviously, I did this jokingly, and I didn't mean go actually be mischievous out in the environment. But what I was doing is I was giving them implicit permission to make mistakes. And I did that knowing that the entire team would be there to help them if they needed it. Now, they owned the mistake. They owned the problem and had to learn how to fix it. But everyone was there, and they had that permission to try things and try to move the ball forward and do that innovation. Now, what this also did was calm them down a little bit. When they saw mistakes as a path to learning, that allowed them to approach the problem a little differently. It gave them the mindset that they needed to get from A to B to really resolve the issue. The third part of the framework is sharing. If you made a mistake, I needed you to document it and share it, not just the mistake, but what you did to resolve it. And that helps the entire team learn and grow without having to make the same mistake again. That sharing is so important. You can't have silos of knowledge in your organization because when that person leaves or gets sick or whatever, now you're out all of that knowledge and all that information. Now, to do this, they had to have a high level of emotional safety. They had to be able to say, I made a mistake, without worrying about being judged for it, without worrying about the team coming down on them or looking down on them for making that mistake. Instead, the entire team looked at their mistake as a way that they could grow. And so they were very thankful that somebody was willing to share that information. So let's wrap up. First of all, have a vision for how you're going to handle problems, and then put this framework in place. Allow people to make the mistake, allow them to resolve it and get help if needed, and then, of course, document it. Share that mistake so that we can all grow from it. Well, I hope this was helpful for you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for listening.